Welcome to the Bunny Show, live.
Sex saves marriages. Some say I'm a goddess with both brains and compassion. I say I'm 20% girl brain and 100% fun. I want to help you navigate the labyrinth that is the female mind. If you're not having sex with her, what are you even doing? It's only too much sex when it interferes with your mission. What we're talking about translates not only into success with women, but into social and business interactions across the board with anyone. I want you to win in life, in business, and primarily in sex. I'm like Dr. Ruth meets Nina Hartley, except I only take my clothes off in public when there's tequila shots involved. I'm so excited for the show. Are you ready? Let's do this. Welcome. I am so happy that you are here, and I am excited to be here as well. I am Bunny. I am your attraction expert and sexpert, resident sexpert, which is my favorite title to be, I would say. Today we are going to talk about what women really want. And this is going to be one of those times when, you know how when you get a fortune cookie, you're supposed to open the fortune cookie and you're supposed to, instead of just reading what the fortune says, you add in bed to everything. Same with what women want, because let's face it, I say it all the time. You guys have heard me say this. When the sex is good in a relationship, literally everything else is better. Everything else is easier to manage. Money stresses are easier on the relationship. Kids stresses are easier on the relationship. You're building a house. You're changing jobs. You're trying to buy new vehicles. You're dealing with a death in the family. Whatever it is, sex makes life easier. It makes everything easier to manage. It makes you and your partner able to stand together in a united front and deal with the stuff that comes at you. And that is true even if you don't always agree on what you need to do about something. So even if you disagree on like the issue that comes up, the challenges that you're having a strong sexual connection gives you a layer of mutual respect and connectiveness that you cannot match in any other way. So if you have great sex, you have a great relationship. If you have a great relationship, then you are speaking to what women really want. So today, what women really want, we're going to go through a whole list, and we're going to kind of discuss different variants, things for you to keep in mind. I'm going to try my darndest to not make this like a girly sounding list of what women really want. I really, really am, because you guys know I want you to win, because I know that when you are happy, the male of the relationship, I know that when you're happy, when you're strong, when you're steadfast, when you're satisfied, when you're challenged, but in positive ways, not being challenged by the woman you're with in a negative way, everything is better. She's happier. That's truly when happy wife, happy life comes into play, is when you are satisfied, and that's the kind of stuff you want to roll downhill. So all of this is going to be meant for your viewing pleasure, not some Cosmo article meant to, feed a feminist agenda or something to wine moms. Okay. So please, no, I'm on your side. I'm on your side because being on your side means I get to be on my side. Okay. So what women really want emotional connection and intimacy in bed. Whenever you feel super connected to the person that you are fucking, there is a better sense of knowing the other person, of understanding the other person, that looking in your eyes while fucking and coming while your bodies are shuddering together. This gives you a level of communication, connection, and intimacy that cannot be matched in any other way. So if you will be connected and strive for really focusing on emotional connection and intimacy in bed or in the kitchen or in the living room or on the couch or in your car or in your office or wherever you're fucking, if you will focus on that, creating that emotional connection, it goes a long way in creating a sense of you giving her what she really wants and feeling more connected to you. It's a little cheat code. You can fake connection. And this is how, Next, trust and reliability. Women are fickle creatures. They want someone that they trust in the dangerous parts. Like they want someone that they can trust to protect them if you're getting mugged. They want someone that they can trust if you guys hear gunshots. They want someone that they can trust to drive the vehicle. Like they want someone that they can trust to keep the children alive. However, you have to also play up her jealousy a little bit. Even the mother of your children or the wife of 30 years needs to understand that that you will keep her safe, but that other women also desire you. So trust and reliability in bed. She has to trust that you're going to give her the fuck of her life every single time. She's going to have to trust that if you're not having a gold medal winning performance, you will next time. You have to trust that you are reliably consistent in bed, that you will give her pleasure, that she will always have a good time with you, and that her body will actually crave you when you're done. So trust and reliability in bed. Open communication. Here's the thing about open communication. So first of all, open communication in bed. Tell her what you like. Tell her what you want her to do. Give her directions while you're fucking her. Don't expect her to read your mind and know what you would feel good to you or what would feel better to her. Direct her. In our Fuck Like a Porn Star course, we are talking about every single day of 21 days is all about directing that porn star experience, whether it is the first night you've ever been with her and you're fucking your way around the world, or if it's your wife of 35 years. Being the director, being the leader of your sexual experience. That goes for open communication in bed, as well as you are directing that. You are telling her how you want her. You're directing her as to what to do. If you want more pressure, if you want less pressure, if you want her to squeeze her vagina, if you want her to relax her vagina, if you want her to spread her ass cheeks, you want her to move her hips, you want her to point her toes, you want her to suck harder, whatever it is, you're the director. Now, in a more relationship kind of way, open communication means that she needs to trust that she can tell you stuff and that you're not going to be dismissive, but you're also not going to let her wallow in it. So there needs to be a very set line between her going on and on about things that are bothering her or that she's celebrating and being heard. And because he never listens is one of the primary, things that women complain about their men. He never listens. He can tell me what he read in the newspaper. He can tell me what he read on Twitter. He can tell me about this video that he watched on YouTube about these strangers that we don't even know and we won't ever know. And it's not even a topic that interests us. But he won't listen to he didn't listen to what I said about my mother being in the hospital right now and me needing to go and be with her. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Communication. She needs to feel heard. Whatever little trick that you need to utilize for that, you use it for work with coworkers, with bosses, with clients. You remember what they tell you. Utilize those tricks with your wife or your significant other as well. Support and partnership in bed. So in bed, that would look like sex pillows, wedges, swings. She needs to be funked into a puddle. And sometimes it takes some toys or some supporting apparatus in order to keep it fresh and to change things up. So support and partnership. Women also need this in relationships. They need to feel safe. Women need safety among all things because, now don't misunderstand, dangerous men are sexy, but dangerous men also don't make great husbands. So depending on where you are in the relationship, depending on what you're trying to build with this human being across from you, women need to feel supported, to feel encouraged, but they also like to be support. A woman who really adores you will go out of her way to be supportive to you in whatever way that means, whether it means that she cheers you on, whether it means she's celebrating you publicly or otherwise, whether it means she's looking for ways to make your life easier and more pleasant and more fun. All of these things are big wins for supporting you and being supportive and enjoying your support in the relationship and in bed. Affection and physical touch. Remember those erogenous zones. So like the ears, the neck, the lips, the chest, the pelvis, like entire area, the inner thighs, the back of the knees, the ankles, the toes. All of these are areas, the upper little divot in the just above the ass crack. That's such a sexy place to touch. All of these sensitive areas that spark her desire for you, affection, physical touch in bed. Play with different strokes. Play with different intensities of your touch. Lightly touch. Be firm. Go all over the spectrum. Use things to touch her with. It doesn't always have to be skin on skin. You can use feathers. You can use whips. You can use paddles. You can use all kinds of different things and softness and hardness to change up physical touch in bed. And I want to encourage you to play with all of these things because as often as you can kind of keep those senses alive and awake, the better the sex will be. You don't want a bored wife or a bored girlfriend because the worst thing in the world that you can have on your hands is a bored girl. It's just not a good thing. Shared values and interests in bed. So both of you need to go into all of your sexual experiences with the goal of getting to the end zone, of both of you coming multiple times, preferably, but always having a good time, enjoying yourself, having fun. There's no reason that sex has to be such a serious thing. You need to be having fun doing it, talking a little bit, keeping a conversation going, teasing each other, laughing, having a good time. There are times for like serious, hot, passionate sex, and there are times, I would say more often than not, because you want ultimately always for the person that you are intimate with to be left with good feelings about you. Now that goes for whether you plan on ever fucking this girl and not again or not. So have fun with sex, play, tease, have a good time. You have this shared interest in sex. In relationship, shared values, shared interests go a long way in making sure that you are strong outside of the bedroom. So when you share political, religious, child rearing, all kinds of different things, kind of like foundational stuff, as many of those things as can align, usually the happier you will be, because there's not any room for conflict when things align beautifully across the board. In all the stuff that's really heavy, that can break people up. Now, if you get to the point in a marriage where you realize that foundationally you don't align, then that probably tells me that you guys didn't do a great job of vetting one another in the dating process. Be smart about this stuff. That's why I always say date for at least 2 years before you even talk about marriage. See each other at your best and your worst. See each other through hardships, through financial strain, through financial wins, through, family issues, through drama, through friend problems, through births, through deaths, you name it. See one another through things, see how you deal with things. And then if you pass all of those tests, and if you feel like you align well in going through all of those kinds of natural challenges of life that tend to really sideline people individually, then you can talk about marriage. Then you can propose. Because once that proposal hits, or once you're even looking at discussing marriage, then kind of everything becomes about that. Everything becomes rose-colored glasses. You've got the blinders on, and everything becomes about proposal, wedding, sometimes marriage. People aren't really great at planning for the actual marriage. So that's why you have to vet ahead of time before marriage is even on the table. So shared values and interests, both in bed and in relationship. Respect and admiration. Now, this is a fun one in bed. Respect and admiration in bed means a little balance. Guys can have a really great balance of kind of push and pull. She can be your dirty little slut while also admiring her perfect tits. Like, you can say this pussy is fucking fantastic while also being like, yeah, you need to gag on my dick. You can play with a little bit of back and forth, playing with this admiration and devotion while not showering her with compliments, while continuing to direct the experience and tell her what you want her to do and how you want her to behave sexually, but also then admire her and admire the feeling and the sensation that you're getting from her body. So take in everything, what you're enjoying, the view, what you're enjoying, the sensations, but don't shower her in compliments, because that is a pussy dryer, okay? Then she feels like she's up on this pedestal and she's thinking, well, if he thinks that I'm this great, I could probably do better. So this is true in relationships also. There needs to be a really cautious off balance. Okay. I'm going to say 60% kind of teasing, kind of negging, kind of playing, kind of keeping her on her toes. 40% compliments, encouragement, things that you appreciate about her, things that you are glad that she does for you, things that you enjoy looking at her, things that you enjoy feeling when you're around her. But this 60% needs to be teasing. It needs to be, keeping her kind of back on her heels, keeping her, a little bit of that push pull goes a long way. A little bit of added jealousy goes a long way. A little bit of her not really knowing if you're going to be around tomorrow goes a long way. Just have fun. Tease her. Sometimes tease her like she's your little sister and you just can't take her seriously. Goes a long way. Independence and personal growth in bed. So I'm going to say this, that knowing what you enjoy, knowing the sensations that you enjoy, and encouraging her to know the sensations that she enjoys goes a long way in your sexual experience. So time apart goes a long way in creating a craving for one another, creating that desire, knowing what feels good. So even if you do mutual masturbation or something of those lines, so that you know what you like and she knows what feels good to her, what gets her going. Because not all girls are great at masturbating. I know if you paid much attention to me, this will surprise you. But some girls, it feels dirty. Some girls, they'll only do like one thing, so it doesn't go very far in really teaching them how it feels or what really, really, really feels good. So encourage her to explore her body as well, and then direct from there. Independence and personal growth goes a long way. Also in relationship, because if you have a little bit of time apart, you can better enjoy your time together. Not every single thing in your relationship thrives if you are together all the time. Some couples actually do better when they're together all the time. Fort Worth and I are a rare example of a couple who actually gets along better and has a solid, flawless relationship when we're together 24/7, constantly talking, constantly together, doing things together. We actually operate better, even when friends are involved and stuff. It's when we have time apart that then we kind of start to feel a little bit disconnected. But most couples are not like that. If you're like that, I commend you, because I think it's a neat place to be. And it's not that we call each other best friends. It's not like that. We're still very much, sexual beings and in a sexual relationship. But whenever you have a girl who you don't, your favorite pastime is hunting, hers is absolutely not. You don't have to do everything together. Sometimes a little bit of separation, having your own friends, her having her own friends, you doing your own hobbies, you having, your own pastimes to do, her having some things on the side that she enjoys doing beyond the kids, keeping with her own likes and interests. That goes a long way. Now, it shouldn't take away from your family, and it shouldn't take away from your relationship. So if the independence and personal growth actually steals from your relationship and your family unit, then that needs to be reevaluated. And you're the director of all of this, so you need to be in charge of that. Conflict resolution and problem solving. Listen, in bed and in relationship, you are the leader of this boat. You are the captain of this ship, and you need to direct everything. If she's in charge, she will not respect you. And that's true in bed or in relationship. Okay. So conflict resolution and problem solving, you need to focus on being decisive, not questioning yourself, every once in a while in big decisions or in ones where you truly, need to take some other things into account, get her opinion on things. I'm not saying that girls don't have any clue what's going on and shouldn't have a say or a take, like, when you're in major relationship decisions, family decisions, places to move, things of that nature. But you are the deciding factor. You're the deciding factor in bed. You decide when you're going to fuck, where you're going to fuck, what positions you're going to use, what lube you're going to use, what music's going to be played, you name it, you're fucking doing it. Whether you're going to have all the lights on, whether you're going to have all the lights off, whether you're going to, stretch it out to a 4-hour session, or whether you're going to, spend 20 minutes and because you want to get to the football game, whatever it is, you're in charge. Decision making, conflict resolution, that's on you in relationship as well. You've got to be firm and you cannot waver when you've made a decision. You can't go back. I would argue that you even really 99 times out of 100 should not even admit to making a bad call if you decide you had. Only in really big decisions and only on rare occasions should a man who feels like he could have made a better decision in one area or another admit to it. And really only after the fact. I remember a really interesting conversation that I had with my father once, and he made a lot of really decisive decisions based on the best knowledge that he had and the best outcome that he could foresee. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it always is the best outcome or it is the best option. But everyone is just operating under what we have available, our current knowledge, our current level of understanding. We're all just operating and doing the best we can with the tools that we have in that moment. So that is no different for you as the leader of the family. You can't know everything just because you have to make the decisions, okay? So you have to weigh your options, make the decision, and this is what women really want. They want to feel heard, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to abide by everything that she wishes for every decision. So in bed or in relationship, what women want is truly for you to lead and for her to trust that you do lead. So not that you can, but that you do. Because here's the deal. Here's the real secret. Even if other people think that your decisions are idiocy, even if she doesn't necessarily believe everything you say or believe everything that you say is right, a man who says things with great decisiveness will create a woman who also believes that way and will follow what he does. So I hope that this helps. Again, if you are interested in being the director of your own porn star experience, I really, really want you to jump in that Fuck Like a Porn Star course. It is fucktastic. And it's, if you got the Fuck Like a Porn Star book, fucking awesome. Good job. But this is worlds beyond that. It is a 21-day total immersion into truly creating a porn level experience in your bed to where every girl that you ever stick a dick in will always remember your name, because you will be a sex god and you will have all the tools and tricks. And that goes to players and it goes to great husbands as well. So I want you to win in bed and not. Those are the top 10 things that women want in bed and in relationship. I hope this helped. Now, go fuck her into a puddle. That's what I want. That's what I want. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of The Bunny Show Live. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.